started. Facing the east. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son. Those names are Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakodash. Alright, in the name of the Holy Spirit. So breaking it down, Yahawah equals the Father's true name. Yah equals He. Hawa means to be or to exist. So His name means He is, He exists. Yahawashi is the Son's true name. Once again, breaking that down, Yah means He. Yahawashi means to save or to deliver. He saves, He delivers. Then Rakah Kodash, Rakah meaning spirit, Kodash meaning holy. The spirit that is holy, the Holy Spirit. Alright? Second of all, giving double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us His truth. Shalom, shalom. Alright? For the hopeful elect. You know what I'm saying? 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Brother Yerami Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying street preaching through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah Bashem, Yahweh Shabashim, Kakadash. In this one, we're going to what we see, you know, going around, Esau playing their games, alright? Left, right, up, down, everywhere. It's what you call a polycrisis. They coming at you every direction. They coming at you every avenue that they can. Regardless if it's gas, or you got gas stations running out of gas. They're talking about California has about 4 weeks left of gas. You know, true or not, fear-mongering. What is that gonna push your average American to do? It's gonna push him to run and fill up and stock up on gas, and run and stock up on foods and goods and prep, because they don't believe in Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Okay? Then on top of that, added to the crisis is all these different type of illnesses and sicknesses that's coming out of the woodwork. The Neuro V, the Hanta V, and then you still got the CV that's out there. Alright? RSV, you got all these different V's that's running rampant across the nation and across the world. Okay? Then on top of that, you have the oil crisis, you know, which ties into the gas crisis, which ties into everything, because oil, starting around the 1700s and the 1800s, oil began to be the main thing that they used. Before that, the 1600s, 1500s, they really didn't, you know, oil wasn't discovered like that. They didn't drill for it like that, okay? But when these Edomites discovered oil like that, and then they could drill and make money out of the petroleum and all of that, and that they could use it to make all these different type of materials, then the market for that jumped, right? We'll start at Isaiah 10:1, because Esau uses what? He uses his judicial system, he uses his industries, all these areas of commerce to control everything. And that goes furthermore to these individuals talking about the chip is not gonna be, you know, rooted in commerce. Yes, it is, man. To buy or sell. Esau is controlling the way that things come in and come out. All right? America Babylon is what? Is heavy on the imports, heavy on the commerce, heavy on advertising, heavy on pushing out goods and supplies to their civilians. Everything from the kids up to the elders. Everything is being sold to you. You know, as a kid, you used to see advertisements for action figures and games and toys. All right, that's putting it in your mind that you want to ask mommy and daddy for that. You know, so you can get this and you can get that. Blah, blah. You don't need that stuff. So what you see is a consumer society. All right? This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Okay? What did a lot of us grow up in? Single mother, you know, households, no father around. So we were fatherless, all right? The father was gone, he was disappeared. So, you know, a blessing, a house is blessed by the father, because Yahawashi is dealing with that man, and he's gonna establish it in righteousness. If there's no father there, it's no hedge of protection. And then therefore the house is gonna crumble over time. So you need a man there. So Esau is definitely gonna prey upon the fatherless. He's gonna prey upon widows, those that don't have a man to defend them, to protect them. All right? And he does that through many different laws. Watch the movie Claudine, where the man had to be up out of the house for the woman to receive the benefits of the government, such as the WIC, the Snapchat, the, you know, what, man, food stamps, all different type of stuff, okay? You can't make a certain amount of income, okay? You gotta match a certain level, and no man can be living up in the house, right? I remember this as a kid. I know it now. I'm thinking about it right now, you know, with my mama and certain situations, okay? So it was the same. If you got somebody living there, a man he moves into the house, but on the lease agreement, it's only your mama and the kids. That man can't be there when the maintenance man comes and inspects. He's coming there to do a routine check, but he's really checking to see how many people living up in here, right? And where you know, in terms to get you evicted, to get you kicked out because you're breaking the lease, okay? So that absolute control has already been pushed out through these certain laws, through these certain establishments, these certain ways, you know? It should be, hey, if you can pay the rent, you're good. As long as you're giving that rent, it should be good, you know? But no, Esau wants to make sure no man can live amongst that household. And then on top of that, you got what? The foods, the hormone changes, the foods attacking the hormones, the society, the altitude, the atmosphere, all right, Moism, you know, what they're putting out here to make it impossible to be a real man. That's how they're trying to do it. Where real men, if you speak with a little bit of passion or anger or whatever, you're looked at as aggressive, too aggressive. You know? That's what we have to deal with every day, and it vexes us. Okay? Verse 3. And what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will you leave your glory? Without me they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain, for all this has anger. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. The same way that we was oppressed during Egypt, during Assyrian, during Babylonian, during Greek, during Roman times, that's the same way we're oppressed today. Okay? Through much, you know, and as things continue, the societies got worse, which the Greeks came in and told us we couldn't even worship our gods. The Babylonians and the Persians, they was like, whatever, do your thing. Okay, as long as you're paying your taxes and doing what you're supposed to do. Alright? So the draconian measures are coming forth. Let's go to Revelation 13th chapter. Because that aligns with the law. As we said, they pass unrighteous decrees. This is Revelation the 13th chapter. And verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke to the dragon. Now those two horns like a lamb is what? Your Republicans and your Democrats. Alright? The people that's making the laws for y'all. And they're deciding how your life is. They're deciding how much taxes you pay, your bills, inflation. I mean inflation. Alright? Why is the rent continuously rising? Where you can't live by yourself no more in California. Okay, you have to live with somebody and you have to bring those incomes together because they're making it that hard. Right? And he spake as a dragon. So these politicians spake as a dragon. Right? They come like a lamb, they come all soft and cuddly, but in their mind, in their heart is war. Psalms 55 tells you that. All right, many different scriptures tells you that. Sirach 12 and 10 tells you not to trust thy enemy. Why do you not trust thy enemy? It doesn't matter what they say, what type of treaty they passing or whatever it be. They're not here to help. What they tell you that in the world. What's that? 4 words, 5 words that the government says, we are here to help. All right? No, they're not. They're never here to help. They show up at your door talking about we here to help. No, you close that door. Don't even open it. They're not here to help, okay? Because they pass these unrighteous decrees. They push out this media and they fearmonger you, right? And they're coming forth with these draconian measures through these laws that they pass, where they have it where they can search you and they don't even need a warrant, probable cause, plant evidence, conspiracy. You know, if they can't catch you on a crime, they can hit you with conspiracy and lock you up for about 5 years. That's easy. Okay? They don't have to really find nothing. Well, we got conspiracy. We think you doing something. You know? So it's through these wicked laws. It's not justice. The justice system, watch certain shows like Lincoln Lawyer, Suits, Law and Order, these certain shows where they're in the courtroom and they're showing you how they can twist and turn the law books to bring certain things out and to get certain individuals off. You know, hey, what's his name? O.J. Simpson, the glove didn't fit, right? Hey, no, not enough evidence. So the law can be used and manipulated at this point in time. But the ultimate law, Barak 4:1, which stands forever, that you can't twist Yahawah's law. You can't twist the laws, commandments, and statutes. We have been given what? Straight commandment, as it states in 2nd Esdras. Can't remember the chapter. But we have been given straight commandment. Okay? So you've been given enough to know right from wrong. Okay? So he spake as a dragon, meaning those draconian measures. Gruesome laws where you'll get killed for stealing an apple or whatever. You know, you get put out, you get kicked out of your house because let's say you lost your job, now you can't pay your rent, and they just, you know, automatically kicking you out or whatever it be. It's no mercy, it's no compassion. The devil has no mercy, no compassion. First of all, he's coming at you with much usury. He's charging overpricing everything. The cars are 3 times overpriced. The shoes are like 5-50 times, you know, 10 times overpriced. You might buy some Jordans for $200 and it costs $10 to make them. You know? So much usury. And that goes into our own people. That's a form of scamming. You may not look at it as it's interest, it's whatever. They gotta make some money off the sale. Yeah, they gotta make some money, but they don't have to make that much. Alright? It's a form of usury. And you don't supposed to charge usury on your brother or your sister. If somebody needs $50, you give them that $50, they give you $50 back. That's it. That's the proper and correct way. You're not talking about, no, I need twice that back. No, that's wickedness. You learn that from Esau, Edom. All right? So going back to it, it's no justice in this place right now. What is true justice? It's Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. We're not making it by our righteousness. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. We're making it by the righteousness of Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi. Okay? Verse 12. Now furthermore, that beast, hey, shalom, bro. That beast that came up out of the earth, okay? That's what? That's the Roman Empire brought back. That's the Roman Empire back to life. Which we're in Rome 2.0. Everybody will tell you that. America. Hey, shalom. Alright. So verse 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast. So America exerciseth all the power of old Rome, ancient Rome. In ancient Rome, you had what? You had all these vassal states that was under Rome, that was aligned with Rome, that would fight with Rome when Rome fought. Okay? Because Rome is in what? Italy. But they ruled a majority, they ruled a vast empire. So that would be today what? You got France, you got Spain, you got Germany, you got Britain, you got NATO, you got EU, you got these other nations. Alright? That America is aligned with. But America is at the head, it's that whore. Of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Now going back into those laws, look at the food. Skittles, M&Ms, Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, these things are not sold in other countries. They're only sold in America. You know, they're not produced or sold in other countries, like, or if they are, the dyes and things have to be took out. Gatorade, you only really found that over here because of all the dyes that's in it. It's detrimental to your body, man. But the laws that America passes, they allow for you to drink and eat poison every single day on a daily basis. And they don't, they tell you about it, but do you listen? Our people don't care to listen. Now you go somewhere else. You go to like Singapore, Japan, alright? Somewhere else, they care a little bit more about their civilians. So they're gonna give them a better quality of life. Well, over here, Babylon, this is supposed to be at the top, right? But you get the least possible quality of life. People have stated that. You drink beer in the UK and you actually lose weight. You drink beer in America and you gain it because of all the yeast, you know, because it's not produced correctly and properly. That's showing you that this whore, she don't care about her people at all. Alright, so this is that, and all them other countries are wicked as well, but America is at the top of that. This is that chief city, the head of that wickedness. Let's read 12 again. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Coliseums, all these different type of orgies. Me and the brother was talking about this yesterday. These cuddle parties. You get together to cuddle with one another. What is that about? These are nothing but swinger and orgy parties that the Romans and the Greeks used to do. That's all it is. So you worship the image. It's the likeness, the ways of that last empire, which is Rome. Chariot races, that's NASCAR, that's F1, right? That's all these different type of races. That you see all these different type of sports cars: Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, Mustang. What do they have on the hood? A horse. All right, horsepower. Going back to chariots, these are nothing but chariots, man. Your car is a chariot, and the power that it has is based upon horsepower, right? That's all it is. So chariot races is going back. It's what? It's NASCAR. It's F1. It's all these different type of races that you see, and our people are caught up in these things: drag racing, street racing. All right, that's why you got Fast and Furious got like 15 damn movies. Because people are caught up in that spirit still. Yeah. 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. The laws, going back to these laws that this man can pass, where he can go and kill all of Iran, all of they president, his family, all of them, and nothing happens to America. Nobody cares. But you go and attack America and you're doomed to a terrorist. Because the laws, because he runs the laws. He runs the perspective. Now Iran is trying to fight back with their AI and all the stuff that they got, right? But America and the UK and NATO is showcasing who really runs the earth. Job 9:24. The wicked, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know? So therefore, it doesn't matter what you do to them backwards. You're still going to be deemed as the enemy. You're never going to be deemed as the victim, which we know who the victim is. We're the ultimate victims, but we got deemed as the enemy. All right? Our narrative is a dark narrative. That's why they call us black. Okay? Or all these different type of names, man. Negro, Latino, Native American. These are what? These are proverbs. These are bywords. You can go to Deuteronomy 28:37 and get that. Okay? So we're called all these different type of things. They would never call us sons of God because that narrative is going to change. Oh, these are the sons of the Most High Yahawah and his son Yahawashi. Their narrative is going to change. So the narrative, it's starting in the mind, man. What you're painting yourself is heavy, is highly important. If you tell yourself if you talk with that vibration of talking and calling yourself a nigga, every other word is nigga this, nigga that, you know, then you're moving in a wicked vibration. You're moving in a vibration that's not going to elevate you. You're going to be full of ignorance because that's the words that you're speaking. The power of life is death is in the tongue. So you got to be careful what you say. All right, keeping it going. And that's why, furthermore, Esau is what? He's a serpent. He's a witch. Nakash. All right, he's a warlock. So warlocks, what do you see in Harry Potter? What do you see in all these different... They talk in the Latin. They talk in these different languages. They cast spells via their tongue. You know? So this dude has to cast spells via his tongue, going back to his laws. You know? He saw one spell breaking where Jake is waking up and they seeing that he's the devil. So he has to come down with great wrath, casting a more even vicious spell. What did Pharaoh do? All right, he went and got his magicians, the Chaldees, to go against Moses. And they what? They got took down. They couldn't mess with Yahawah. Nothing is new under the sun. The sorcery that this devil has cannot mess with us. It can't mess with the Father or the Son and his men, his messengers, his angels. All right, so we're straight in whatever situation we have to go through. We're ready for it. Just trust in Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi to get you through all of this, man. But no enchantment can stand against Jacob, man. All right? So keeping it going. Verse 14, and deceiveth them. Well, let's talk about 13 a little bit more. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Atomic bomb, nuclear bomb. All right? Hydrogen bomb. Same, you know, all in the same family. All right? What is it? Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Got hit. Okay, he made fire come down from heaven. And furthermore, at this point in time, what is he doing? With them DEWs, direct energy weapons, coming from satellites, he's making fire rain down from heaven. He burnt up Chile, he burnt up Hawaii, he burnt up North Carolina, you know, the mountains, Asheville, right? So wherever he finds precious minerals, precious resources, right, he goes there and takes it. He's what? He's promised the dew of the earth. Okay, the fatness. So that's resources. So he goes for those resources. Now, what does he need those resources for? What you're seeing really behind the scenes is a resource race. Right. For RFID hips. That's why China wants to take Taiwan. All right. But they also need to produce all these missiles, these warheads. You need the resources. You need what? Enriched uranium. So that's what they're producing. What was Iran? What did America just stop Iran from trying to make? Which really they ain't stopping, they still doing their thing. Enriched uranium. Okay? So they can make that, and once they get that, they can produce nuclear missiles because they can contain the fire that it takes, you know, and transport that energy, which we know that's Yahawah's weapon. So transporting that energy to destroy whoever it needs to destroy. So you got to have certain materials to come together, right? So that's what the race is about. So this devil, you know, making fire coming down from heaven. Hey, that DW, he can do a lot of stuff with that. He can destroy you, but he needs more. He needs to be able to destroy entire civilizations. So he does that with nuclear weapons. Now the funny thing is, Yahawah's going to turn everything that he does back on him. You know, you jump in whenever you want to, bro. All right. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Rome what? Rome suffered civil war. Rome suffered, it was spread too thin. You was fighting wars over here, over there, over there, over there. Look at America, they're everywhere. Venezuela, they're trying to take over Cuba too. That's next. Iran, all right? Of their 250 years, they've had conflicts 230 of those years, okay? And that's not to mention the black site conflict, stuff that we don't even know about. That's just stuff that's on paper, all right? So they constantly fight. They're constantly at war. That's what Edomites love to do. They're blessed with the sword. Genesis 27, you know, 38 going downward, okay? So,
oh, shit. It's cool.
You sure?
Yeah, it's gonna reset. Yeah, it's gonna reset.
Right,
yeah, I get it out the shade. I'll probably put a little harder. Go ahead, Barak. Keep going.
So they're blessed with the sword, all right, at the end of the day. And they're constantly gonna fight. Amos 1:11, they have a perpetual hatred towards their brother. They broke that brotherly covenant. We are brothers with the white man. You know, we was Esau and Jacob, Cain and Abel, okay? But he breaks that brotherly covenant when he tries to go forth and kill his brother. So that's in his heart, man. That's his purpose, to be wicked. He has envy and jealousy and covetousness. He has that. That's all he's on, is greed, lasciviousness, full of it. You know, and we hate to see our people taking these type of natures and these vibrations, right? And carrying themselves like an Edomite. Because that's not the right way. That leads only to death, man. Right?
Hey, can I back you up with that?
Yeah, get it.
You was talking about Esau, how he's going everywhere. He's in Venezuela. I just found out that it's always about money with this damn devil. Always, bro. It's a $50 trillion deal. $50 trillion deal. Shit, I would like to get involved with that. We all will, right? I mean, you know, in the flesh, but 50 trillion. Venezuela and Iran. You was mentioning yesterday, you know, driving to the main camp, how Iraq has a lot of the oil, right? Like even more than Venezuela,
Iran,
right?
Iran.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Iran.
Right, got a lot of oil, right?
They produce 20% of the world's oil.
Right. So you get Venezuela, Iran, shit, that's 50 trillion tickets. To go and they can disperse that among the billionaire bankers, bro. The trillionaire bankers. And that backs up this. Micah 2:2. And they covet fields, Venezuela, Iran. This nigga want everything. And they covet fields and take them by violence. And violent, right? Going to war, killing people, murder, red and rum. It says, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Then you brought up Hiroshima and Nagasaki. How he rained fire. Did you bring that out?
Yeah,
yep.
You went to that Isaiah Rev 13?
Yeah, 13,
okay.
14, yeah.
Okay, Con, that's cool. Go ahead. So I'm gonna back you up with that.
Yeah. So, hey, money. Because, hey, what we know, every war is a banker's war.
That's right.
Okay? So, all these wars, you got Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Oppenheimers, Kissingers, etc. behind it.
Right.
Okay? So, you know, they're coming out on top regardless. Their narrative, their mindset is fund both sides. And whoever wins, whoever loses, whatever, both sides still have to pay them back. Mm-hmm. This is how J.P. Morgan came up.
Right.
This is how the Rothschilds came up, right, with his 5 sons.
Right.
Okay, they spread all over Europe, and they began to run that plan. And the Morgans did the same thing. You know? So it's all through death, man. They fund death and they double that. All right, they double up off of death because they're blessed by the sword. That's funding the sword. That's waging war with the sword. That's creating swords. But who has given them that power? Yahawah has created the smith. That's created the iron weapon.
That's right.
Right? That you know, turned them coals. So Yahawah put that mindset into them to even be able to split an atom to bring it forth to do what it does. Hey, I know a little bit about science and all that, but I don't know how to split no damn atom. You know, that's
a hydrogen collider, that collider.
Yeah, CERN, yeah.
Yeah, CERN.
Hey, and Jake is not into opening portals and all that shit.
Right.
Well, what I got to do with all that? No, Jake is what? We dwell in tents, man. We're chilling. We're relaxed. We ain't in the field doing all that other stuff, man. Hey, the earth, like the elder said yesterday, the earth, everything is here in abundance for us to live. You know? So we're grateful for what we have. You know? So we enjoying what we got with what we got, whatever we got. You know what I'm saying? You keep that grateful attitude. And that's how a woman should be. Hey, for you women out there, you know, because we are women to the Lord. And for our women, what? They should be grateful to be with men that are actually in the scriptures. Be grateful for that. You could be with a dude that beat your ass every day or something like that. Women are going through that, you know, but you with a man that cares enough about his life and on top of that, your life to try to move your household in the correct and proper way, man. All right, so the Lord is dealing. So be grateful for whatever position that you're in.
That's right.
Getting a little bit more over here. Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. We went into that. All right, Rome 2.0. Rome is back. All right. So America is carrying all those vibrations of the Roman Empire. Hey, Nero 47, going into the history of Nero, what did he do? He did a lot of wicked stuff. He unalived a lot of Israelites and blamed them on a fire that happened in, it was 10 districts of Rome out of 14 districts. 10 districts, I believe it was like 4 of them burnt down and like the other, you know, 6 was like really damaged heavily. All right, or it might have been 3 or whatever. But he blamed all of that on Israelites. Okay? Which we wasn't majority of the population there. We was like we are today, minority in Rome. Okay? So he saw it as an easy win because he didn't like us. So he used that to wage war upon us. Now, who did Nero take out? Who is 2 of his most, you know, individuals of the scriptures that he took out? Peter and Paul. All right, he ordained their you know, unaliving basically. All right, and also the apostles having them being hunted down, etc., etc. Any Israelite he could get, that's his motto. Going more into Nero, what did he do? The same thing that Trump is doing with ICE, man. You know, that's how we know this dude is who he is. Okay? They took Jake back then, they hung him up, they killed him, they hung him up, or they left him alive, hung him up and burnt them alive, and allowed them to be the lights in their parties. Now, what is this going into? Hey, Epstein Island, okay? Israelites being trafficked, all right? All these vile things being done to them, you know? These stories coming out, hey, far more gruesome stories that could be told, okay? Esau hates Jake, right? So Nero is in that same vibration, and he was on that island and he knows it, okay? So he's doing those same things, along with these politicians, along with these celebrities, along with these Jakes that are aligning with these devils. And these devils don't like y'all Jake, they just using y'all for a time period, man. You know? So, all these Roman customs are back today. I'm not going back to the topic of the lesson, Polycrisis. Rome was notorious for running scripts and gladiator games. Hey, if you've been watching the NBA playoffs, a lot of that shit is scripted. Okay, a lot of fouls and calls and shots and the magnet and the gold rim and all of that. Okay, a lot of that is scripted. You got NBA and NFL players talking about how it's all rigged.
Right.
With the NFL, they got the glue basically in the gloves where they can catch these one-handed passes and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then on every play, it's a penalty, but it's up to the ref to call it. So they control the flow of the game. They control the script. Okay? Whoever they wants to win will win. It's all hyped. It's all, you know, set up, rigged. This is why certain games will go to 7 games. Because each game is making you what? Millions and millions of more dollars, man. Okay, and add it with the advertisement, you're probably making billions upon that, especially when you get up to the finals and these type of things. It's not in your right mind to have a game be a 4-0. That don't make sense. Where's the money in that? I'm thinking like an Edomite, man. Where's the money in a 4-game series? I need that 7 games.
Yeah, I need that 50 trillion.
God. So that's what these Edomites are thinking about. They're looking at their slaves and they're thinking, how can I use these slaves more efficient? You know, oh, this slave, let me make him fake an injury so he can sit down. I'll bring him back when I need him. All right, et cetera, et cetera. So don't be thinking that the NBA they really playing their heart out. They not. Okay?
I got one. Back you up.
Yep, bring it up.
You brought up how everything is fake. This nigga is lying. Everything you do, you can't believe nothing in Esau's world, man. He's the devil. He ain't created nothing but death. Well, he ain't gonna say he created death. Most High created death. But he's the beginning of evil. He is evil. He's a walking evil, right? He's a walking liar. It says 2 Thessalonians 2, start at verse 6. And now ye know that, and you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. He's being revealed now that he's a liar. Everything is fake. This nigga DJ T, lie, fake assassination attempt. Nigga smack his ear. Come on.
Yeah.
Bro, what is that? Smack his ear. And then some type of dinner banquet, nigga ran through the place.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's all fake, bro.
And on that, they the protocol was off because they saved the vice president before they saved Trump. That's not protocol. So yeah, it came out, man. I looked at the little video, dude running through. Man, Secret Service would have been popped you, man.
Bro, you couldn't even got that close.
Nah, hell nah, man.
The fuck?
Even back in the military, we used to stand guard.
Right.
Bro, we eyes on the swivel. Bro. You know, we checking IDs and everything. We not letting nobody get through. No, and we not defending the president. We defending the captain of our ship. Right. Nobody getting through though.
Right.
So you telling me Secret Service detail is lighter than our detail?
Yeah. He had a chance to run through with the heat. He running.
Bro.
How did he walk in there with the heat?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, we was anxious to use something. So I know the Secret Service, they wish a nigga would.
Bro, and he didn't get popped either.
That's crazy.
That's Esau,
it's
man.
It's a script, man.
Yeah, it's a script, right? Just like this is a script. And the script is written that America with a triple K will be destroyed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also written that Esau, Edom, will be proven to be the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of. And let's prove that. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Esau, Edom is the mystery of iniquity that's already worked. This nigga at his highest level of working. I mean, he's been working for the last, ever since he came over here, been working his deceitfulness, right?
Yep.
For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Right? That's the Most High.
Yeah, Yahawah, right? Yep.
And until he be taken out of the way. Can't wait to this damn liar, phony, fake, fraud. The word bastard goes back to phony, fake. Esau's a bastard, bro. He's fake, phony in every area. Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed. Finally, man. NBA fake. Baseball, now they got the AI calling the strikes and pitches and balls and strikes and shit. You know, what else? Football, like you said, the gloves. When I was growing up, you didn't have gloves. Yeah. Remember, no gloves. You had Tim Brown had to tape. All you had to have was tape on your finger. That's about it. They got a glove now, and they still dropped the rock. It says, whom the Lord Yahawah shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and where the prophets, Lord willing, were part of that number of men of great millstone, the men of like doctrine. We are the spirit of the Most High Yahawah's mouth. We are his eyes, his ears, his mouth, his feet, right? It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming the chariots, the angels, like that old Billy Goat from One Body in Dallas talk about there will be no UFOs or with laser beams shooting down. Nigga, please. First of all, you don't even believe that Yahawashi did miracles. You old ass Billy Goat. See, a lot of people are jealous of the apostles, bro. They in their 60s now. So these men that are waking up to this truth that are in their 60s, they jealous. They're like, damn, why did I get the truth? Why can't I be Apostle Tahar? Why can't I be a Gabar or Ramla? This nigga's an old Billy Goat, got more gray hair than I do, trying to change the doctrine. You're an old Billy Goat, bro. Point blank, period.
And the point is also on that, they say they hate the elders, whatever, but they hate Yahawah from Yahawashi.
That's right.
All right, that's why he hasn't bestowed upon them the love and the understanding.
That's right.
Because they hated him forever. They was those Israelites back in the day talking about let's go back to Egypt and eat fish.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
you can, yeah, in a carnal sense you hate men, but your spirit was never right. And Yahweh knew that every existence, man. You got it.
Yeah, you're right, bro. No, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right. And I be bugging off that, you know. These, like I said, you run into a lot of older cats that's waking up to the truth, but they don't want to get under the great millstone. You're a fool, bro. They already paved the way, man. You can't like you were saying yesterday, you can't reinvent the wheel, bro.
Yeah.
Okay? It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, Esau Edom, with all power, and you already brought this out, signs and lying wonders. Did you? I
didn't bring that out yet.
All right, okay. Well, I was thinking about that Revelation 13 then. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Everything's a lying wonder, man. This war is going on, but it's really about who's going to rule the new world order.
Yeah.
Moab want to run a new world order.
Yeah.
Esau like, fuck that. Moab want to run a new world order. Almost done. It says, here's my point. And with all deceivableness, deception of unrighteousness. All Esau Edom deception is full of unrighteousness, man. This man is just an unrighteous individual. His soul is not upright in him. It says, in them that perish. Why? Because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Point blank, period. And for this cause, Yahweh has sent them strong delusions that they should believe a lie. They only thing Jakey, Keisha, Latino believe was on the media or what Esau say. But when we tell them Esau the damn devil, but when the white man say to you, I'm the devil. Hey man, the white man say he's the devil. They'll believe that. They don't want to believe that we say. Yeah. That's why it says, and for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned, put to death, cursed. Part of Jacob's trouble curse. You'll be put to death, Jake. Keep Keisha Latino unbeliever backslider. And it says, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Point blank, period.
You know, and furthermore, hitting them laws, man, because that's how they establish and set up a society. A society of wickedness is established through the laws. All right, through everything that is perpetual, it's ongoing. You know, where they have laws. Hey, taxes. That's one law. That's perpetual and ongoing, which is wicked. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Pride money. That's a perpetual wicked law. You know what I'm saying? Well, what is it, June or July? I don't know.
Yeah,
you know
I think it is June.
Yeah, but you know, it's continuously. All right? So they establish this wickedness and it grows, you know? And this is what we're seeing. That's how we know we in the end times, because as they're building this system, it's growing in wickedness, and that's what it needs to do. And Tawada Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. You know, and why would we say that? Because we know the worse it gets, the better it gets for us. Because we know our time is about out of here, man. It's a clock ticking. All right, it's running down. And it ain't that many more minutes and seconds on the clock. Okay? How brothers always say, we in the fourth quarter, 1 minute left. All right? Well, it's like 30 seconds left now. Okay, with everything that's about to transpire. WW3 around the corner with America is beautiful. They bring in the draft. That goes into Isaiah the 3rd chapter at the end, where your mighty man shall die in the war. You know, your strong men shall die by the sword. Loosely quote. All right, and then all you women are gonna mourn and sigh and cry and lament because the bad decisions you chose. Ray, that sold marijuana all his life. You know, he's dead. Crossed that water now. All right, and then you gonna snap and you desperate. You know, depending on how many kids you got, how many baby daddies you got, you coming to seek a man of Yahawah by Sham Yahawashi, and you most likely gonna get shunned and turned away. Okay? Ain't nobody taking all that baggage, man. But what we're telling you is these drafts are gonna happen. You independent-minded women who think you can strike a man and you're equal with a man, well, go to Iran and see if you equal with them men. All right? Get in the military. Man, hey, my time in the military, bro, it was a lot of women getting tossed. And I mean, great. All right? And they was taking on these masculine spirits. It's not a place for women. Okay? You got a lot of men walking around, you know, ain't had none. They start looking at any type of woman like, oh, she looks good, etc., etc. That's, man, we had one time, it was this, we was out for like 40 days. This dude was, he tried to grape this one girl, like, and they finally caught his ass like a couple days later. But when I'm talking about, it was fear on that ship for those women. They said women walk around in twos, don't be by yourself. They caught his ass, but that shit was crazy.
How much more doing Jacob's Trouble?
How much more doing Jacob's Trouble? Exactly.
All you OnlyFans women, trust me, they know where you live. Who was that, Mercedes Moore? Whoever her name was, that OnlyFans chick that got put to death. I believe it was an Issacharite, a Northern Kingdom brother, put her to death. Because he used to give her bread on OnlyFans, and then eventually he wanted more than just bread. So I guess he was giving her enough money where she allowed him to come into the flat where she lived, and he killed her, bro. You know,
yeah. That's it.
Go ahead, I lost my thought to come back to
That's it, because, hey, in lawlessness, ain't gonna be no police to come in. It's no consequences. So that man is gonna take you and do what he wants to do with you, because ain't no 911 coming, okay? Hey, you was talking about that blackout, right? In a blackout, what? It's gonna be much debauchery. It's gonna be much great. It's gonna be much stealing, robbing, looting. We even seeing that during these protests, all right? Where, you know, yeah, Antifa and all of them setting it up and stuff like that to make Jake, to paint that narrative of Jake being out of control and etc. We know Judah, man. Judah's a lion chilling back. All right? It takes a lot to piss Judah off. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But Esau is going to get there and he's going to push and tip it over. So these narratives have to be pushed. All right? Because they want to justify them coming through with the ICE, them coming through with the FEMA, them coming through with all these different troops. Going back to Nero, what did he do to justify him killing millions and millions of Israelites? He set fires, all right? And he blamed it on us. The same thing he's doing now. What's the problem in this country? I guess the problem is the migrants. That's the problem. When it's been trouble here forever. But since the migrants been coming in through Joe Biden, I guess that's the problem, right? Ah, man.
I got one. You got one?
Yeah, bring it out.
Okay. Isaiah 47, verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. For the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And I look at that word mercy, it kind of goes into it's marvelous. It's amazing. It's the perfection of his judgment. It's going to be a perfect judgment, a marvelous judgment. It says, verse 10, for you have trusted in your wickedness, Jakey, Keisha, Latino. It says, you have said, none seeth me. You know, it has a lot to do with you believing in Esau, man. We see that you believe in this devil. You're a voter. You're a holiday celebrator. You're a protester. You're a prosperity gospel lover. We see the Most High see that, bro. But you believe the Most High don't see that. That you will commit adultery in swine's flesh. It says, your wisdom and your knowledge, it has perverted thee. Now we know it's referring to Esau, but we're talking about you too, Jakey, Keisha. Your wisdom has perverted you, thinking you can vote your way out of this. But they all, it's the two wings of the same bird, man. That's why we stopped voting a long time ago, bro.
Yeah.
You's a fool if you still vote. It says, and you have said in your heart, I am, and none but also beside me. But that we know that's referring to Esau, but has a lot to do with Jake. But my point was a lot of death of these women. It says, the loss of children. And the word moment means a split second.
Yeah.
So in a split second, it's going to be the loss of widowhood and loss of children, and that widowhood goes into the draft.
Yeah.
That draft's coming too.
Can you read that part on mercy again?
Biblical Shaw, mercy. There's wickedness. So can I read that? Right here, in pink. Like the word mercy. You said the word mercy.
You said something about mercy.
The word perfection goes into marvelous.
Okay.
Yeah, I said the word perfect goes to marvelous. A marvelous judgment. That word. That's what I said. Two things. I'm in Isaiah 47:9. But two things shall come unto thee in a moment, which is a split second, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood, that shall come upon thee in their perfection. I'm gonna get to sit in them on that.
Okay, kind. Because what struck my mind was mercy. I understanding that it's mercy and it's marvelous to be took away from the ICBM missiles. And this is what you're losing by rejecting and neglecting Yahawah and Yahawashi. All right. So mercy is that right there is what? Acts 3:19. We repent and convert so our sins may be blotted out. So you'll have mercy for all the wickedness that you've done. Because Romans 3:23, we all fall short of the glory. Okay, so we all messed up. So we all deserve to die. Okay? I don't know, some of y'all Christians, man, y'all think that we up here preaching and teaching and we just saying that we're righteous and no, man. We fucked up too. Okay? Yahawah Shem Yahawashi judges us as a nation. All right? Everybody messed up. We saw our King David mess up. We saw Yahawashi mess up in his past life. Okay? Everybody messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we in this position. Okay? So that mercy is something that Yahawah don't got to give us, but the water Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, that he's giving us that, man. A chance to make it, a chance to stand. Right? And furthermore, to support all that, all right, this is Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind.
An Israelite man.
Yeah, exactly.
The average Ray Blue Bump, Lil Pookie, that nigga's gonna be screaming like a broad when shit get tight. Because he ain't got no power. He's a carnal man. We're spiritual men. The Most High's dealing with his prophets, man. Point blank, period. We're gonna be those men. Read that again, Bubba Kushaw.
And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind.
Right. The wind is that Jacob's trouble, these plagues, these pestilence, the manufactured famine, no jab, no job, medical martial law, implementation of the RFID micro C-HIP.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Malak.
And what's that in Jeremiah? What's that, 51? They should come in like a strong wind, talking about them ICBM missiles as well.
Right, exactly. That too, right. Because that's why we're out here, not just for us, for our family. That's why we said the 1/3, part of the 1/3 is the men, women, and children. Who are the men, women, and children? The husbands, the brothers, the cousins, the sons, the nieces, the nephews, the wives of the 144K men.
That believe. All right. I got some siblings that don't believe.
Right.
Hey, in my mind, they already gone, man. Unless Yahawah Shem Yahawashi want to bring them back.
Right.
Because they stuck in their bowels, as it says in 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, man. Yep. Around verse 12 and 13. They're stuck in their bowels. Oh, ye Corinthians. You're stuck in your ways. All right, that was Jake's back then. Stubborn, high-minded, selfish, foolish, stiff-necked. Don't want to change. Okay, that's how people are back then. That's how people are today. Well, the deport, he's done away with that. We can eat the pork. Watch what happens to you. Right. Watch what happens to your blood pressure.
Right.
Watch what happens to all these parasites that's running in your body. Why can't you control your eating habits? Why do you always feel hungry, man? Okay? You know what I'm saying? Jake don't understand because you don't fear Yahawah, so you haven't been given wisdom to even know how to operate your body. All right? And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind and a covert. A man is going to instruct and guide you in that. Hey, babe, let's not eat no meat today. You make some guacamole, right? You know what I'm saying?
Lentils and shit.
Lentils. All right? Make this for me, make that for me, right? He's gonna oversee the ways and the strategy that's going on in the house. You gotta make a strategy for your house, man. All right, where's no vision, the people perish.
Right.
So you got to have a vision in your household. Okay?
You have to have vision, Willie. Inside joke. Go ahead.
From the temperance as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow.
As rivers of water in a dry place. That's very important.
Yeah.
When you thirsty, you find a river in a dry place. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my, you run into that, you dive in. We got to give Bubba Shaw that part, how important an Israelite man, the Lord willing part of that number is going to be in these last days. Go ahead, Barak.
A covert from the tempest.
Right, a covert from the tempest. Protection, go ahead.
As rivers of water in a dry place.
Ooh, that's right, that's how important we're going to be.
Yep. What's the things you see in the desert?
Mirage.
Mirage. That's what a lot of you individuals are seeing right now. Past the pork chop is a mirage.
Right.
All right. That woman with the big butt, she's a mirage to pull you away. You think this your safe place? Okay. Hey, I don't know. That's a mirage. They don't get their shit right. ISUP crazy is a mirage, man. They don't teach the MOTB and get their shit right. Okay. As the brother said, man, the men of Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, teaching that proper and correct doctrine. That's that real living water, that river, of water in a dry place. Because this place is dry.
Yep.
This place is weak. It's boring, man. It's whack. All right? It's no salt. What they say out in Cali, they say, it's boo-boo, it's tea. Don't they say that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's trash, man. All right? It's garbage.
Garbage.
You know, it's garbage. All right, keeping it going. So lucky, my page is tearing. Verse 3, and finishing that, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Okay, so that's what a man of Yahawah, Shem Yahawashi is. So going back to that Isaiah 3rd chapter, after that draft, okay, these women are going to be looking for that shadow. All right. In a weary land, and that's men of Yahawah, Shem Yahawashi. We've been here the whole time, but it wasn't the appointed time for you to come. And that furthermore goes into, hey, brothers, you can't force Isaiah 4:1 if that's your, you can't force that, okay? You can't force the nukes to come. Things have to play out. The best part, man, I watch a lot of movies and shows and stuff. Really, the best part of it is the journey there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this part right here is the journey there, because this is where we're learning. This is where we're building up. This is where we're growing, and we're being molded, being refined. All the flaws and impurities is getting up out of us. We're being made as virgins, pure, getting those white robes. Right? So you gotta, they say trust in the process. You gotta trust in that process, regardless how hard it is, regardless how tough it is. The road may be bumpy, but you can see the end. We see Yahawah, Shem Yahawashi at the end. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. Most of our peers, they done took a left thinking it was a shortcut to get a better way, but they ran into that mirage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they caught thinking they drinking water, but they drinking dirt. Or they drinking salt water and they getting more dehydrated.
Right.
You don't drink the water in the ocean, man.
Right.
So you think Pastor Pork Chop got that living water, but nah, he's drying you out.
Right.
Going back to that Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right, we wandered in deserts. We have not known the truth. We have not known it. All right, because you never seek that living water. You got to discern. Hey, if you're a new Israelite right now and you like, well, there's so many camps, man. Who you need to discern. You need to read the word and see who's teaching the word properly and correctly. Who goes into the Greek? Who goes into the Hebrew? Who goes into the Latin, Vulgate? Who goes into these different things? Who takes you back and shows you timelines and knowledge and breaks these things down, man? Very diligent. Who's breaking down the RFID and showcasing evidence to support that narrative that's being pushed? Who's talking about all these type of things? All right? And you go on TikTok, bro, they only talking about 4 subjects.
Right.
Polycrisis is multiple subjects, all these different avenues that Esau is attacking. They're not talking about all these different type of things. They're scared. Or they're being paid off.
You mentioned about the journey, right? Steven Seagal. I don't know if you hit to him. Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I watched a couple movies.
Yeah. Back in the day when he was in his heyday of an acting career, he's a Jake, I believe. He made a beautiful statement, bro, that's stick me to this day. He said, you must enjoy doing what it takes to get the job done. So a lot of people don't like enjoying going to the gym. Well, let's use the scripture. They don't like enjoy studying, reading like a madman, studying like a madman all night, breaking down words, reading chapters after chapter after chapter. You got to enjoy doing what it takes to get the job done. And that's what Jake don't want to do. Jake always looking for the easy way out. And to kind of go back to your point earlier, it kind of passed, but my mind went to that when you said that. Jake want to take the easy way out. And that's why they're not going to be a covert, a hiding place, during Jacob's trouble. Back to that precept you brought out, right?
Because us being those women, also, Yahawashi is that rock in that weary land. He's that covert. He's that shadow, you know? And furthermore, on that point as well, talking about the love. What the dude he's talking about, one body Yahawashi, whatever.
Yeah,
he don't got the love, so he's not in love with Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. So he don't enjoy doing it. This is why you don't see I don't know doing videos, because they don't love Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, man.
Right.
All right. You got some camps. My boy up there in GMS Buffalo, he was telling me he was in what was that boy in? I forgot. A GOCC. And he told me he used to be with them years ago. He told me they told him he was doing too many videos.
What?
Right? You know what I'm saying? So they don't got the love. You can't love the scripture says you can't worship Yahawah Shem Yahawashi enough. Okay? So you can't do too much. Now, hey, when you do it, make sure you do it correctly and properly. Don't just do it just to do it. All right? Make sure you cutting short. Okay? So don't just do it just to do it. All right? But you got to have that love, man. And it becomes not a chore. It becomes something you enjoy. It becomes because you're helping your brothers and sisters. All right? It's like you bringing them water and they needed that. Why wouldn't you want to give them water? You got Jake, man. They get to the top or whatever. They get some knowledge, some information. They be selfish with it. They hold it. They don't want to let nobody know. The scripture says to let your light shine. All right?
I got that precept you quoted earlier.
Okay, bring it out.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, start at verse 7. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 7. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord Yahawah, Bashem Yahawashi, we have not known it. You see, you have brought that out earlier, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That was Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 7.
And that's where our people at right now, man. And you getting out there and you're very parched. But you got too much pride, so you don't want to. You was right. You was right about that. You was right about this. You was right about that. You know, yeah, they coming down, boom, 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 ice. You know, we was talking about these things. All right? They should come with a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Right? So they're moving on a part of that towards that plan. They're gonna come at Judah next. They're gonna come at Levi. All right, but they're gonna come at our people, man, the Southern Kingdom next. Okay? Northern Kingdom is feeling it. Northern Kingdom get it first, Southern Kingdom get it the worst.
That's right.
All right?
Real quick, let me back you up one more time.
Get it.
I'm backing up what you're saying, what you quoted. Sirach 43 in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 43, verse 30. When ye glorify the Lord Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi, exalt him as much as you can.
That's it.
For even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, pour forth all your strength, and be not weary. What is weary? Tired of doing what's right. Man, I'm tired of always hitting the block, man. I'm tired of, I gotta always study. I gotta do 3 videos a week minimum. Man, I want to spend time with my family, man. You get tired of doing what's right. That's weary. It said, be not weary. It says, for you can never go far enough. Verse 31, who have seen him that he might tell us, and who can magnify him as he is? There are yet hid greater things than these be. Whoa, man, the kingdom, supernatural power, immortality, new galaxies, as many children as you can count. We was talking about.
Elder said that yesterday. The grass. That's the grass.
Bro, you look at the Masters, all that grass on that where they play golf. You can have that many children, Jake, in the new kingdom.
Yeah.
One man. It says.
And on that, my man, you know, on top of that, you gonna have a perfect memory, so you gonna remember all their names.
Woo,
all right. You know, you're not gonna. What's your name again? You my 1,000,005th child. What's your name? Oh, Azariah. Yeah.
Right.
Like you gonna remember all their names.
Right.
You got it.
You're right, Barak. Let's read that again. Sirach 43, verse 32. There are yet hid greater things than these be. So to hell with this concrete chemtrails, beta males, the nigga woman, GMO fruit, seedless fruit, plastic, toxic waste, steel. To hell with this bullshit, man. Working like a dog, taxes, overworked, underpaid, sexually deprived. There are yet here greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. For the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi has made all things, and to the godly has he given wisdom. That was Sirach 43, verse 30 through 33. Backing you up, what you have brought out.
That's it, man. You know, so it's so much to look forward to. But Jacob get caught up on the mirages, furthermore, where they think that this is as good as it gets. Okay? And when you come to, when you finally get your senses back, you're gonna realize you've been eating dirt the whole time. Okay, you've been eating salt water the whole time. Now it's too late because you're dehydrated. All right, and you're about to pass out. You're done. You know, that's what's gonna happen to our people when they see the nukes. I was watching Hopeful Elect 3. He posted this individual who had a dream, all right, where he was walking and he saw missiles in the sky. So many missiles. Okay, you know, and he said that feeling was an immense fear. He couldn't describe it. Like he never wanted to feel that again. You know, and that's what's gonna happen to our people in those times. When these chariots too, chariots and the ICBM missiles are in the sky coming down towards you. All right, you're gonna have that immense fear of that, you know, Minister Sai. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. All right, that's what you gonna have, man. You know you done fucked up because it's over. There's nothing you can do to get out of that situation, man. You know, you went the wrong way. You went a long way, yeah, but you went the wrong way. It's too late to turn back. You don't got enough gas to get back to where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man.
I got one. You still hold?
Yeah, go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed be the power and Father of our Lord, Yahawashi Mashiach, which according to his abundant mercy has begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahawashi Mashiach from the dead. Verse 4, to an inheritance incorruptible. This inheritance is corruptible. We want an incorruptible inheritance. An inheritance incorruptible and undefiled. Jump on whatever you want, Malak. And that fadeth not. That's what we want.
Yeah. Jumping back into what the elder said yesterday with Trump and his mother.
Right. That quote.
I hope he never gets into politics.
Man.
Because he's wicked, man. He has no social skills. She said that.
She said that, bro.
Right? So, hey, let's say Jake, let's say Jake. Okay, Jake, you get your Jake dream in, right? You get your LLC. You get a business going. You get the $1 million. Then you pass it on to your son. And your son, he's caught up in debauchery. He's caught up in foolishness. All right, all of that. Your company is in the ground. 5 years of him possessing it. You're in the grave. It's over with. It's not a righteous inheritance, man. Okay, King Solomon tried to tell individuals about that in Proverbs. Okay, all this stuff that you're building up and working, it's all vanity because it's all gonna perish. It's all gonna go away. All right, so you're gonna leave it. You can't take it with you. you know, and you can leave it to your family and they can destroy it, right? All right, what did Jody say? This is Big Mama house. All right, she can lose that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't yours, and really, it ain't your house. It ain't Big Mama house. It's Esau's house. You don't pay them property taxes, man. Shit is gone. You don't pay that registration. You don't pay them property taxes on that car. Shit is gone. Okay? Nothing here belongs to you. Not even your children. Okay? As soon as they come out, right? Social Security number. Now they belong to the state. State property, really, man. All right? So you don't own nothing here, Jake. The only thing that we have, elders did a lesson on this years ago, is this truth. It's Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right? That's all we have. And that's all that we can hold on to. When everything is stripped from us, we thrown into prisons, you know, as it speaks of, and what Revelations 2 and 10. All right? All that we gonna have is Yahawah Ba'ashem Yah. They not gonna throw us in there with our Bibles. Hey, here you go. No! Fight, gotcha, I lied. No, man. All you gonna have is what you got up here. You know?
1 Peter chapter 1, verse 4. To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you. Verse 5. Who are kept by the power of Yahawah through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. You see, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness, though through manifold temptations. Verse 7, that the trial of your faith being much more precious, and our faith is on trial and will be put on trial, which is more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire. Jacob's trouble, that flood, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahawashi HaMashiach. Point blank, period.
That's what we pray. All right? That you don't fade, that you don't change, that you don't get weary, that you don't mess up, that you don't lose this faith. As he said, our faith is on trial. Okay? You're serving out a sentence based upon your past life and this life. Right? Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, will tell you that. This is the place of judgment. You're being judged. Okay? Now, in a courtroom, it's best to humble yourself before the judge, correct? It's best to come with a right mindset. It's best to dress properly, put on the right garment. We found our garments, okay? We in the courtroom, humble and meek, begging for mercy from the judge, which is Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All right, according to Matthew 28, 18 and 19, all power has been given unto Yahawashi. Okay? So we're standing before the judge, begging for mercy. Now you got 2/3, they standing in the courtroom. They don't understand they in a courtroom, but you're in a courtroom, the place of judgment. They standing before, talking about Sugu and Blood Gang and Crip this and all that, and you know, you showed me that. Was that you that showed me that sexy red lipstick?
The lip gloss.
All this type of just wickedness. So they standing in the courtroom, no proper garment. As Yahawashi said, how did you get up in here with that garment? Yeah. And you get your ass thrown out and you hear gnashing of teeth, man. That's what's gonna happen. So you individuals that crept in unawares, you think you good, all right? Because you say shalom or shalom. And that ain't it. You know? You gotta be living this, man. Off camera, on camera. Truly calling upon Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi and serving him in spirit and truth. All right, let me get this. Revelation 6:1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it was the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, a bow, Salakia, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquest, conquer.
That's Yahawashi. That's right. Go ahead,
exactly.
Yep,
and that chariot, that white horse, is talking about that chariot that's, hey, bigger than the earth. Everybody's gonna see that. You can't fake that. Project Bluebeam cannot recreate it or create it. They can't do nothing compared to what Yahawashi is about to do through the power of Yahawah. Okay? He's coming forth to what? To conquer. What does that mean? Hey, like conquest off the invincible, man. No, yeah, invincible, right? Conquest. He's conquering different planets, etc., etc. Yahawashi is coming to conquer, take over, never losing, right? To put into subjection, have authority over, to be a lord, a king over, to possess. However you want to chop it up, that's what he's coming to do. And what? And save his people, Matthew 1 and 21. Okay? So he's coming to conquer those that are not his people and to save his people. And then he's gonna what? He's gonna set up dominion. He's gonna bestow power upon his men, making them kings and priests so they can rule. And then we're just gonna, from that point, go forth and conquer and establish a universe of righteousness. Okay? That's what it's gonna be. Far greater than Esau. Far greater than this kingdom. This is the worst part that we ever have to live. This is it. This is the worst time. You know? It doesn't get no worse than what it's about to get right here. So on the flip side, the opposite of that, it's gonna just forever get better. Alright, no limit. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. Verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there were out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Now who is that? That's Esau Edom. That's right. And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So Esau Edom is coming forth to bring all these nations together and to have them fight wars, man. And that's through what? Through the strength and power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Zephaniah 3 and 8 tells you to wait before I gather to pray. For my determination is to, right, gather the nations. It's like, yeah, it's like you loosely quoting it. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing that by what? He's using the wicked. The wicked, Psalm 17 and 13, is what? Is Esau, is Yahweh's sword. So he's using them, he's putting a spirit in them. This is why he's hardened Pharaoh's heart, Trump's heart. He's hardened this man. He's made him, you get it whenever you want to. You know what I'm saying? He's put that spirit of war back upon the Russians. God, may God. Yeah. You know? Yeah, he's made Moab come with much pride and established them and brought them up in strength and power. Right? He's put Kim Jong-un in that let's do it type spirit. Right. You know, the weak are saying we're strong. So Yahawah has put that spirit in Esau to piss everybody off and make everybody like, yo, we got to get your ass up out of here. You know, ultimately, that's why Iran was ready for it for 40 years. Yeah, they've been with that man. They give a man 40 years to get ready. They had Esau blowing up wood. Shit was like, it looked like it's a rocket launcher, but it's really made out of wood. But they painted it, made it look like it was demo targets. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, if that makes sense. I'm gonna say, you know, they was blowing up floats. Right. And Esau hitting floats. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Wasted $1 million rockets. Yeah. On wood pieces that didn't even work. Yeah. They painted it to look like a fucking whatever the weapons they use, the rocket launchers or whatever. Esau, and it dawned on Esau like, it was like 2 weeks. Esau said, man, we blowing up shit that ain't real. Yeah, that showed that this devil is simple, man. Bro, I think the war still, I gotta look it up. But last time I looked, it was costing $8 billion a day. Yeah, it was up there like that, yeah. Yeah, so is it? So probably more than that, yeah. Okay, right, so man slowed down after they realized they were blowing up dummy targets and shit. Yeah. You know, but it took Esau at least a minimum of 2 weeks or maybe more to realize we're blowing up targets that are not even targets. Yeah. They're painted to be a target. And you blowing it up with $1 million missiles. You're a ding-dong. You're the basis of men, Esau. You damn devil. That's why your America is circling the drain. The arrow's pointing down. We got next in rulership. And you know it. That's why you're coming out with great wrath, knowing that you have but a short time. And we know what you're coming with. That's war. But that's the only option. Yeah. When shit get tight, blow them up. Push the button. Tight. And shit is tight. And then when shit is tight, they bring what? Crisis. Right. Going back to the topic, polycrisis. All right? They're hitting you with every different type of way. Fear-mongering. To throw you off. Bread and circus. NBA finals. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff. All right? They just had the Super Bowl, okay? They're trying to throw you off. More distractions. Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. You know, hey, all this type of stuff. You've been hit. If you're foolish enough to feed into it, then you've been following the bread and circus everywhere it goes. P. Diddy case. You know, all this type of stuff. Hey, we report on it, make one video on it, and let it be. That's what it is. All right, we explain and we let you know the truth about it, and then we keep it moving. And we tie it along to prophecy as we supposed to do. Okay? That's it. We're not putting no emotions into this shit. But you got Israelites out here, they're spending, they're losing all their money on the NBA and all this BS. Okay? Going back to Revelation 6 and 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." That's the point that I was getting to, is the polycrisis of it all is inflation and hyperinflation. My brother Yahawashi did a video this morning on a lot of gas stations are running out of gas. You know? So that's going to start affecting you, you know, you people that drive cars and all of that. All right? And it's going to affect all of America if the gas is truly running out, which we don't get our gas from Iran, so it makes no sense. But it makes perfect sense when you know that this devil is trying to bring forth a new system. So he has to cut off the means of you to travel, make money, and do all of that to bring in these type of things. And then it justifies him bringing in the AI, the robots, to do all the jobs that you can't get to anymore. Or bringing in the self-driving cars. You know, just carpool on this self-driving bus. You no longer need to drive cars anymore. Going back to, what is the ethanol in the gas, right? To destroy your cars that's under the year 2020. You know? So you're getting less for more. And that's how Esau is hitting it. You know what I'm saying? You got anything? I ain't got too much more.
And that the fact they made like the last quarterly earning, which is petroleum companies, they made an additional don't quote me, I want to say 1.3 billion additional bread off this high gas prices.
I saw that. It's 7 billion. You posted it.
Okay, yeah, was it 7?
I think it was 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So they want to keep the money coming. So they're not about to slow this shit up. We're paying for it. You soft-ass Americans. Like I said in one of my videos, I said, look, if you really care about the gas prices, take a week off from buying gas. One day ain't gonna make or break these damn devils. You gotta shut this shit down for a week or more. Then they say, damn, we losing. Then they might bring it down. Maybe, but this nigga will, fuck it, we're gonna just, but my point is that Esau's about his bread. And I got one more real quick. Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt. We know Egypt is America with a triple K, right? Modern day America with a triple K. Behold, the back of that Revelation 6. Behold, the Lord Yahawah rise upon a swift cloud, a chariot, and shall come into Egypt, modern day America with a triple K, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved. As one of these idols are their money, man. This man love that money, man. And that oil. It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt, the mind of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian. So civil war is coming. The police against civilians. Co-workers and shit, boss, all that. It says, and they shall fight one against another, one against his brother, every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And the spirit of Egypt is failing now. Can't you tell?
What was we talking about yesterday? With when people don't get to eat, they're gonna fight.
Right.
You know, that's
they can't get their bread.
Yeah.
Their money. When Americans can't get their money and can't eat, now there's a problem. It's saying, look at Mother's Day, still people buying shit on Mother's Day on credit. Using your credit card to get Mother's Day gifts. Going broke on Valentine's Day. You still paying off the credit card for Christmas, ding dong. And you running your credit on Valentine's Day and on Mother's Day going broke. Did you notice that this damn devil got a holiday every month?
Yeah.
Every 4 weeks, spend more money. Yeah. Man, you know how much money we save by being in this truth? It's ridiculous, Malak. Almost done. Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Verse 4, and the Egyptians, modern day Americans, will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, DJT, Nero 47, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi, the Lord of hosts. Point blank period. That was it on that.
And that's tying back into that red horse and that black horse.
Yep.
Right? With a measure of wheat for a penny.
All right.
Now that's talking about bread, measure of wheat, etc., etc. It's going to cost you a day's wage. Because back in the day, you would get a penny, you would get a coin, okay, silver, gold, etc., etc., and that would be like a day's wage, okay. So your day's wage, which is like averagely like 150 or something, that's how much bread and eggs is going to cost, okay. Right now, you get 4 items, bro, it costs you about $50 in the grocery store, you know, depending on what you get, okay. So inflation is rising. It's only going to continue to rise as the Polycrisis ensues with the oil and you got the famine coming, all right, orchestrated famine, where the president and them has told them they're not to farm, and they reduced the amount of water they get to farm and all of this, okay? So all this type of stuff is coming forth. And then furthermore, for an average listener, you're like, well, that's not gonna happen. People fighting one another. As we stated, when you can't get food, all right, you go hungry for about 3 days. You can't get food. It's gonna change your mental. It's gonna change your body. Walking Dead, look at type of shows like that. All right, Mad Max, Book of Eli, etc., etc. Remember on Book of Eli where that girl was, you know, they was getting that girl, and Denzel's character, he was like, this doesn't concern me, you know? That's how people was gonna be. They're gonna be purging and taking whatever they can. As you can see in those movies as well, what happened? No cars. Okay? He was walking everywhere. All the cars were shut down. Why? Maybe because no gas. Or the gas was messing up the cars. I don't know. Esau has to tell you what he wants to happen, and then he goes forth and does it. Right? So pay attention to the details in those movies, man. You know? And as Denzel's character was saying, this does not concern us. Don't be out here trying to help everybody.
This ain't our fight.
This ain't our fight, exactly. Okay? You can't even, you barely making it for yourself, but you're trying to help everybody else. Well, that's the right thing to do. Man, trust and believe, man. Yahawah Yahawashi is gonna provide. Okay? Now you help a brother or sister that's calling upon Yahawah Yahawashi, yeah, to the best of your ability. Okay? But you ain't just helping random ass people out here. You don't know what they own. You don't know what they doing. You sending money to the Red Cross Association. That money ain't getting to them kids. You know? And this lady asked me at the grocery store the other day, you want to donate? I said, no. I don't need, she ain't even finished. She said, no. I don't care what it is. I ain't got it, lady. Yeah. Donate to me. I ain't got it.
Yeah, hell nah.
Shit, so.
Making them richer.
You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say give to a godly man. All right? So, hey, we follow the scriptures. We don't follow your philanthropist attitude. Or you looking at me like, you don't want to donate to the kids? Hey, Bernie Mac, fuck them kids. All right? You know what I'm saying? Shalom, shalom. That's all I got.
Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah, we can. All
right. Hey, shalom to everybody on the comment board. Yahawah Shem Yahawashi Barak Ahtham.
Hey, Yahawah Ahtham. You and your household, Halalyam.
Shalom.
We got next, baby.
Yes, sir. We facing the east already. We're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory be to
Yahawah,
Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the Great Millstone as always. Shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect as always. Kwam Yasha'Allah and a Bible ball. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
poison, though.